Sean McVay back with the Rams. Multiple assistant coaches gone, led by special teams coordinator Joe DeCamillis, also offensive line coach Kevin Carberry, defensive backs coach Jonathan Cooley, a couple of assistant coaches, two assistants, assistant to the assistant, also gone. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, already left for the same job with the University of Kentucky, which still seems weird to me. It's a lateral move to a B-level college program. All due respect to the University of Kentucky football, but come on, I know West Virginia's B-level now at best. It's just kind of the way the NIL world has gone. So, Peter, your reaction to the news of a semi-overhaul to the Sean McVay coaching staff?
Totally unsurprising to me anyway, because I had heard that Sean McVay, as this season went on, one of the things that added to his angst, anger, frustration, whatever, is that he didn't like the composition of his coaching staff, that he basically felt like there weren't enough people bringing ideas, challenging him, and I think that led to him saying internally, hey, listen, if you guys get an opportunity to coach somewhere else, take it. I encourage you to take it. However, that was said. I think Sean McVay, and look, you know, the interesting thing is this week the Rams offices are closed, but I'll tell you one person who is working this week, and that's Sean McVay. Everybody knows, it's been the worst kept secret around the Rams that the Rams really would like him to disappear for 2 or 3 weeks and to basically go and drink Mai Tais and just not think about football for a while. Well, Sean McVay, I think, eventually is going to do that, but he's not going to do it while there are all these musical chairs throughout the NFL with assistant coaches. He wants to get his coaching staff taken care of, and so that's why he is still nose to the grindstone instead of having gone to Hawaii or to Timbuktu, wherever. And one other thing, Mike, I think it is particularly important for Sean McVay to find a coach on offense who can say to him, hey, Sean, bad idea. Here's why. Blah. Whether or not Sean McVay takes that advice, I think he needs a more veteran coach. I think he needs a Frank Reich type, whoever it is, a guy who has been down the road and who is used to saying to the head coach, hey, I'm going to challenge you on this thing. That is what Sean McVay needs, particularly on his offensive staff.
I've identified the various potential theories as to why Sean McVay ultimately stayed at a time when it felt like the momentum was building toward him leaving. I'm curious as to what you have learned or what you believe was the reason. And there may have been more than one that came together to cause him to push back against the momentum that was building toward the possibility that he would step down.
That there was no great TV job, number one. Number two, that he didn't want to go out on his first failed season as a head coach. Number three, he's 37 years old. He's not burned out. He's pissed off. That's what he is. And he is extraordinarily disappointed that for the rest of time he will have, 5-12 next to his name on his resume for 1 year that he coached in the NFL. He didn't want to go out this way. And I also think, Mike, that the one thing that people need to understand right now about Sean McVay is that he still loves football. He loves coaching. He didn't want out. However, if there had been an alternative at $18 million a year to go be a new Tony Romo or Collinsworth or whoever, I think for 3 or 4 years, he would have been excited about looking at that. But absolutely unequivocally, he was not done with coaching. And I think he wants to come back next year with a vengeance, with a new coaching staff, and show everybody that last year was a fluke.
New players would help. The problem is when you have mortgaged your future with an F them picks mindset and that nucleus of rising great young players that you don't have because you traded those picks for aging veterans who create salary cap problems. It's a multi-year rebuild. And, Peter, one of the things I firmly believe, he was stung by the criticism both internally and externally of the perception that he was getting out while the getting was good.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Mike. Can I just say one more thing about one thing that you just said? And you're right about what you just said. But there's also one point. The Rams have a pick around 37 or 38, I forget what number it is, overall in the second round. For now. Okay. Well, here's my opinion. Watch. That pick will become 3-4s. Les Snead will now become less enamored of trying to bid on the great veteran in free agency or trying to trade for the great veteran. Instead, I think there are those inside the Rams organization who say, okay, you think we can't build it through the draft? You think we can't contend for a Super Bowl by building through the draft, even with the disadvantageous position we're in right now? Watch. We are going to build through the draft.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.